right, have and have not fans. This is almost like a part four-ish kind of video. I mean, I think there are a lot of videos leading up to this. The one about why is Charles turning his back on Candace? Will Charles push Candace away to protect her? The one I did just yesterday before the episode, because of that clip between Mitch and Benny. You know, Mitch suggests that Benny, gets Candace to pay his family. And then actually this video itself. And I theorize that, well, you know what? Maybe Mitch is thinking that because Candace is with the president-elect, that there might be some federal account or some money or whatever that Candace can get in order to help Benny pay off the loans. And I think that this actually might lead to Candace's downfall. Like at first, I mean, it seems pretty obvious at this point, but Scott and the FBI trying to find dirt on Candace and use that against her, that maybe this will be the thing that pushes a wedge even further between Candace and Charles, that, maybe it's not best for you to be with me, when it's not just because Charles wants to protect his reputation, which to the public eye is good, but behind closed doors with the other politicians, they hate his guts. They don't necessarily know his past, but they just hate him and everything he stands for from a political standpoint, at least I believe, which is kind of interesting because we don't really know what his beliefs are. But with Candace, maybe that is for the best, because if all of her dirt is exposed, then that could mean like her reputation is shot. Like she might not be able to pull another con again, let alone, even if she does get a law degree, she probably can't do anything with that. But I think that maybe it's a situation where Candace gets her hands on some, names, numbers, and accounts or whatever, and gets the money and gives it to Benny. But once again, I do think that is pretty damn dumb, because of the fact that if she's trying to get money from a federal account, then that means that, well, there are a lot of people who can notice and track the transaction. These accounts probably have very hefty holds on them, and we already saw what happened with that last year after Candace got Wyatt's inheritance, but then there was a federal block on the account that Landon put there, and it wasn't until Landon actually lifted the hold that the money came into Candace's account. I think that it's very clear that Candace will, I don't know, I think it is a good idea, because Mitch does have a way of making things worse. Nothing against Mitch, still one of my favorite characters, but like I mentioned before, Candace, by the skin of her teeth, was able to get to $2 million to pay back Warlock in order to mend fences between those two. But indirectly, Mitch made things worse by having Warlock arrested right after he had made peace with Candace. And then, Warlock thought Candace had something to do with it, and that's why he tried to kill her, which in truth led to Quincy Jr. being killed. I'm not putting that on Mitch, but, he was just like a one in the middle. You know how like when you knock down one domino, they all fall over? He was like just one domino in the midst of that confusion. It's the same there, where he made things worse when he was trying to help. Well, guess what? Hey, you know what, Benny? Instead of you having your legs broken and you just having more and more interest money, what if you get the money from your sister? Because, well, and he did say something that really made me go, wow, he's really digging deep here. Isn't it kind of your sister's fault anyway that you lost your that we lost the tow company and you lost your house and everything to begin with? Well, yeah, okay, well, let me get the money from her. So Mitch indirectly is maybe messing things up for Candace, where he says, hey, you know what? Help out your brother. And then, she ends up trying to get the money or whatever, and then that's how she ends up getting taken away by Secret Service, and Charles is done with her. You're probably wondering, Jeremy, this is an interesting theory, but as you clearly pointed out, it probably won't happen because of the fact that Candace would have to maneuver around so many different aspects of account numbers and federal holds and everything. But once again, remember the power of a flimsy plot where some elements from a previous season or previous episode is completely ignored in favor of the story moving forward. I mean, so 1 minute, yeah, you can't get any money out of this account. It is airlocked. You can't touch it. Nothing goes in or out without anyone knowing. Next thing you know, Candace goes clickety clack on the computer. Money's gone. I did it. So wouldn't it be ironic though if Candace loses everything just because she was trying to help out her brother? So not trying to say she's a female Robin Hood here, but the one time she does a money transfer or takes money from some place she's not supposed to, she's actually doing it to help someone instead of helping herself, and then that ends up biting her in the ass. That would be very interesting. Huh. We'll just have to wait and see. Can you imagine, like, when she goes home to Hannah and tells her she was right about everything, and then it's discovered that the reason I got kicked to the curb was because I tried to get the money to help out Benny because of his loan situation, and then I ended up losing everything as a result? Yeah, it would be interesting. Pretty stupid, but an interesting story of Candace turning over a new leaf, which is an episode title coming up soon. But we'll just have to wait and see. I do, once again, interesting theory, but there are a lot of holes in it that kind of make it nearly impossible to happen. And I guess some characters will actually have to be acting out a character for this to take place. But once again, this is Benny's problem. He should be able to handle it. Or, as Mitch said, just make your damn payments. Or better yet, why not just get the tow truck? You could have been out there making tows. Made you less available to interfere with Derek and Hannah. And aside from the whole tattoo thing. And, probably gave Benny, Benny being as bland as he was in season 1, at least he was generally an all-around good guy. He was trying to make an honest living and, support his mom. So, where's that Benny at? Oh, I'm sorry. He actually got knocked out when he was in a hit and run in the middle of the street. So, in a way, even though Benny didn't die after the hit and run, his character pretty much died. Not to say his character was well-defined, but like I just listed off, he was a basic dude with a good heart. Now he's just, inconsiderate, ungrateful, and a brat. So, I guess you could say that we'll have to wait and see if Candace loses at all because she's actually trying to help her brother. We'll just have to wait and see, guys. But one thing I wanted to mention, this is kind of the part of the video where you can kind of like, okay, we're kind of navigating away from the haves and the have-nots because this is kind of something that is big in the news right now. A few people asked me to give my opinion on it, but I am not, for obvious reasons. But before moving into that segment, and if you've been seeing what's trending over the past couple hours, you kind of know where I'm going with this. But take a moment and please give this video a thumbs up. Comment your thoughts on the actual topic at hand, and hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon to help the numbers, because YouTube trying to get these numbers up this month is looking a little bit down compared to last month. But yeah, just do me a favor, hit subscribe and bell notification. Now on to the back half of this video. Yeah, in between kind of like my episode review that I posted earlier today, I did take like an hour nap because, I've just been, once again, just trying to get back into the swing of things this week. I went online just to browse, watching videos, just some more Avenger Endgame stuff, people doing their theories and whatnot. The Flash had their season 5 finale last night. I was watching reviews on that as well. And then everything just kind of halted. Because everything was shifting gears to I believe it was Alabama, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Alabama, and I know I'm probably pronouncing that differently to some folk, but they passed a law that pretty much almost if not completely obliterated abortion in that state. And there's the big debate over women's rights versus human rights. Are you pro-life? Are you anti-abortion, pro-abortion? And this channel has, I believe the ratio the last time I checked, which was last week, 16% men and 84% women. And a couple people have hit me up on the back end of the channel in my DMs on Instagram about, hey, can you talk about this, because it is no hidden fact that sometimes, and I mean sometimes, on this video, I think I have a playlist with over 100 videos, which is like popular news and media. I think that's the name of the playlist. I haven't done anything on that list in a while. I talk about like big things that are going on in the news, and I give my 2 cents. Very rarely anything political, only rarely, mainly because I do live in Lynchburg. I was a Liberty student and employee, so sometimes when the whole Trump administration, or if Jerry Falwell jumps in, I might have a couple things to say because I pretty much have experience on that spectrum. But with the abortion thing, let me just say first off, I appreciate that there are people who do value my opinion on things outside of the haves and have-nots. Hell, I'm still getting notifications almost daily from that Ariana Grande video I did a while back. Is Ariana Grande overrated? And I think I did that around the time her new album came out. But thank you, next. But on this subject, and I think a couple people on Instagram are like Christian Keys, aka Sonny from Madea Goes to Jail to Play. He actually posted a minute-long video, which is actually pretty insightful, where he's just, thinking out loud. And let me just say this much: being a man, and this is the only time I'm going to mention this, unless for whatever reason, on the Haves and the Have-Nots or another Tyler Perry show that I review, the subject of abortion comes up, then in that instance, I may have to speak on it a little bit more in my opinion. But let me just say, I think this pretty much covers my thoughts. I am a man. I obviously cannot reproduce alone anyway. But all I have to say is, and this is all I got to say, I just don't think that it's fair for a group of men to create and enforce laws about what a woman can and should do with their bodies. That's pretty much all I got to say on that. So, if we could shift gears, that's why I created my third channel, Jeremy Carden. And I know I have not done a lot of videos on the channel We Are the Flash and Jeremy Carden because, well, those are back channels. We Are the Flash is primarily for anime, comic book, superhero, media stuff. Jeremy Carden, that's the videos I do about, my thoughts on topics like this, which I doubt I will ever do a video on, but, probably more things in the news or just life stuff in general. I know maybe during the summer I'll be more active on those channels, but we'll have to wait and see. Really it's about priorities because this channel is what I used to make a living off of, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But overall, once again, I do appreciate that people do value my opinion. I don't think that men should tell women what to do with their bodies, but I have been reading a couple articles about a few other states that may be ready to enforce this law as well. But like I said, as a man, I have no control over this. I don't think it is right for me to even say what a woman should or shouldn't do because once again, I'm not a woman, so I'm not going to go down and I'm sorry. I think I need to drink some water. 4 videos in a row. Shoot, all this talking. It's like, if you work at and I worked at a Bojangles one summer. It's like me working at Bojangles. I'm not going to go over to McDonald's and tell them that you need to cook your Big Macs a little bit differently because at Bojangles we don't have Big Macs. We don't make Big Macs. They aren't on our menu. Kind of same thing with women and men. I know it's a weird analogy, but men on our menu, it isn't reproductive organs like women have, so we can't really go over there and tell them how to carry a baby when we don't have the ability to carry a baby. That's all I gotta say on that. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts on this video in regards to Candace possibly losing Charles due to helping out Benny. But also just, yeah, it's strange times we living in, man. I tell you that. But I'll definitely keep my eye on the news to see what's going down with this because, I mean, shoot, it is something else. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I already did my self-promotion, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, let me know in the comments, are there any other videos you want me to do? I think that I have 2 more videos to record after this. The preview breakdown for next week's episode, Spanish Moss Trail. And then I have a video just talking about why the episode Dessert, the one that came on last night, why that one just sucked so badly. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps, $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.